First fail of the week.
All done.
We bought another engine that wasn't in such a good state.
And then people wonder, why is taking you so long, guys? Well, because we don't know what we're doing. How much money do you think you can make with all these bits together? And how much was this box?
I don't want to say.
You don't want to say?
No.
But that's how it's gonna work. We have just learned something cool.
Oh yeah, how to measure the inside of a circle.
You put the ruler at anywhere on the circle and then mark both sides of the ruler.
Yeah.
Then measure the middle point of both lines. You join those two with the ruler all across the circle, and then you measure the middle of this last line you draw, and you got the center of the circle. We were trying to do it by eye, but I thought I'd Google it, and it's pretty cool. And what is that metal plate for?
At the back of the gearbox, you've got that thrust bearing, and it's not totally flat, so the coupling has a small gap, 3.5 mil. So I've got a 4 mil plate, so I've just got to cut out the inside, make 4 holes, and then I've got a tiny little piece here to remove as well, but that might be able to get done with the Dremel. It's a little bit easier to drill because it's mild steel and not stainless. I was cutting some stainless the other day, and just to do 2 meters of it took about a disc and a half. Looks fairly symmetrical.
Well, we use the ruler trick. It's hot?
Oh yeah.
And this is what we got to. So it was a fail. First fail of the week. As you can see, this hole is not good. So I don't know what we're gonna do. A whole day spent trying to get this right, and it is not. So Stuart is a little bit angry because he feels he's wasted a day and he doesn't have a solution for this coupling. We don't understand why this torque limiter is like this. All the torque limiters that we have found for this gearbox are flat. They don't have these little keyway things, I don't know how to call them. So if it was flat, it would be no problem because the coupling will sit right. But because it's got these things, it doesn't. All the floorboards have been epoxied. Finished. So the subfloor is all done. It's a nice feeling when you take a job off the list. So this is now finished and done. Now I'm gonna show you what Stuart is up to, because after his disappointment with that little plate that he was trying to fabricate for the gearbox and the coupling, he has made a decision, and that decision is make some money so we can get another gearbox. He's not happy with this gearbox because of that torque limiter and how it doesn't sit well with our coupling. We prefer to have a gearbox that has just a flat coupling plate without a torque limiter. If you watched the episode where we bought the engine, you would remember that we bought another engine that wasn't in such a good state just because of the gearbox, and turns out we didn't know much about the engine or the gearbox at that point, so now we are regretting buying that second engine. As we've explained, our engine bed is already aligned with the shaft, so we need the engine to have a parallel gearbox. The engine we bought didn't have that, so we bought that second engine, that sketchy second engine for the gearbox. Turns out, maybe we shouldn't have bought that second engine.
So Stuart figured a plan.
Yeah.
Wait.
I've got a cunning plan.
Yeah, Stuart's got a cunning plan. He's trying to make money.
Make money.
So we can buy another gearbox.
Yep.
We could be not telling you this, guys, and just say that everything is good and we didn't make a mistake, but
No.
this is how you learn.
Yeah, that's it. So the plan at the moment is we've stripped down the second engine, the sketchy engine, and we're gonna sell it off. All the bits we can.
For spares or for some bits are good.
Yeah, so we've got quite a bit to sell, including a gearbox.
Yeah.
And then I found another gearbox that I know needs repair. I know the cone is gone, which in a way I'd rather rebuild the gearbox myself. It is just one spindle and 2 gears. So, famous last words.
Yeah, so instead of buying a ready-to-go gearbox, we're gonna go for a second-hand that needs a little bit of work. But Stuart's confident
Yep.
that he can do it.
Yeah, it's... I've done the oil seals on a 1GM10 gearbox, so it can't be that much bigger. And the thing with this gearbox, it doesn't have that... what's the bit at the end?
The torque limiter.
The torque limiter.
Which is what we don't want.
Yep, I'm not a fan. It just looks like it's another thing that can go wrong. So where we stand at the moment is adios the KM3P4 and get a KM35P.
A.
No.
P.
P, yep. So I found gearbox. A friend in England said he doesn't mind getting it delivered. So that just means I've got to quickly go back to England and pick it up.
And then people wonder, why is taking you so long, guys? Well, because we don't know what we're doing.
And we try and do things on the cheap.
Yeah.
But then I honestly think that this is going to be a better way round.
Stuart's trying to convince himself that this is the best that it could have happened because we're making money.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think
Like
it's
free money, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more to the point that even that you know what people are like in the boat industry. It's refurbished, so yeah, refurbished, which means it could just be painted.
Yeah, you mean that
Yeah,
you don't want to buy a refurbished
yeah.
one.
A new one's about 3,000 to 4,000, so I'm gonna have a go at getting one, rebuilding it myself, and taking it from there.
Cool.
I have a bearing puller.
Nice.
What more do you need?
Yeah, that's all you need, exactly. And here is the spread. Our money-making business for another gearbox. Stuart's been cleaning all these bits for hours.
That's them cleaned.
Yeah, they don't look amazing. But for spares, some of them like just need a little sand and a little bit of paint. Let's see how much money how much money you think you can make with all these bits together. An estimate.
No idea. Because I wouldn't mind quick sales, so I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Say 700.
Ooh.
Maybe. Plus I've got that. I've got some. These looms are quite expensive. Plus these.
Yeah,
I've got,
that's all this.
I've got an alternator. That's a few quid.
Anyway, that's the mission for the day.
Yeah, I've got one of these. Say 80 for that.
Stuart and his boat jumble.
Yeah. Oh, I miss the boat jumbo.
The engine bed is now completely sealed. I've sanded all the filler and we are putting the shaft in again to have a look at how the P-bracket is going, because Stuart has been taking off more of the hole. All my sticks are in, so the shaft is now centered inside the stern tube. That's as centered as we can get it.
Yeah.
Stuart has been taking off any damaged fiberglass in there. So we're about to see how much room we've got to play with. Okay, so that would be the shaft aligned. And we've got all that space to fill. So that's what we need to work on now. Before we needed the strut to go up. Now after all we've taken off, we've got a space to, we've got room to work with. First we're gonna try to level this flat somehow, because now it's very bumpy, and then we can build the fiberglass on a flat surface. Okay, so we have the shaft in place and it is as far as it needs to go for it to go through the strut and to have the prop and the rope cutter and everything on it.
Yeah.
That's how it sits. And we've decided that we'll take off about 4 inches of the shaft, because if we leave it as it is, the engine will have to be too far forward and it can't sit that far forward. So we're cutting off 4 inches. So we have just been doing the final measurements after doing these measurements I don't know how many times. And I think we got to the point. So having in mind that from here there will be a flexible coupling. After the flexible coupling it will come the gearbox and then the engine. So we have marked where the mounts are going to be sitting. That will be the rear mount and that is the forward mount. So as you know, the forward mounts are lower than the aft mounts. I need to think about as I talk about it, because I need to think what's forward and what's aft. So this needs to be 12.5 centimeters higher here, and then there's going to be a little slope down here to 7.5. So we're going to have a look at all the wood we have and we're going to place it and see if we can make it with that wood. So this would be the back and this would be the front of the engine. So for the back we need about 480 millimeter length of wood that will make it up to 12.5 or 125. I don't know why we have millimeters and then centimeters. I always get confused. We have a stack of 3 pieces of wood, 44 mil, 45 mil, 45 mil, which makes up 134 mil, and we need it to be 125 mil high, which means we need to shave one of these. We need to, how you say it, plane it, yeah, plane one of these down by 10 mil.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to make a note of that.
Yeah. The reason we're doing all of this is because the carpenter has a planer thicknesser, the guy that we pay in wine. So what we've got to do today is figure out
what we need from him.
Yeah.
So we go there with a clear idea.
Yeah, go with pieces marked with what we need ripping off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bit more cutting, and it might land up being two sessions with him. But he's literally just takes one piece of wood, put it through the thicknesser, and then the other piece of wood he puts through the table saw. Yeah,
when you have the right equipment, it's easy.
Oh, it's, yeah. So we had yesterday off because it was market day, but managed to meet up with the carpenter and his big saw. There is the engine bed. So we'll epoxy and glue all of that together, let it go off and then mount it, and once that's mounted we will fiberglass it. We ran it through the planer as well, look at that. Beautiful grain. No good for smoking fish apparently.
Poisonous.
The only other bits we still have to cut are the cross beams, or those ones, and the triangles here and here. And should be able to do that ourselves, but if needs be, we have more wine. He was very grateful, and so were we.
Yeah, because we couldn't cut this wood.
Yeah, not as straight as this.
No, this is perfect.
And it was amazing how quick it was.
It looks beautiful. It's a shame we have to cover it.
No, it's not. Get it covered, get it protected, get it hidden, paint over it. It'll basically look like a professional's done it.
So today, are we starting gluing them?
Yeah, today we've only got 3 clamps that we borrowed off a friend, so we're gonna dowel them. Well, put the dowels through in a slightly random order, and have 2 or 3 dowels poking out the bottom to sit on the bed. And then laminate the wood together using wood fill epoxy.
But because we just have 3 clamps, we have to do it in stages as everything we do, so we're clamping together just 2 of them today, right?
We're currently making the mush to put under the P bracket, well, to level the surface at least. We got given, not all of it, but
length.
yeah, we got lent. It's like lending someone a beer. Well, can I have it back? It's like, so yeah, they've...
Our friends.
Yeah.
The Germans.
Our German friends, yeah, they gave us, yeah, beautiful stuff. It's like boatyard snow.
Where? Here?
Yeah, you see there.
That. We're holding a piece of nylon to flatten it a little bit. And as we finished, started raining. I wanted to show you the old cutlass bearing, where you can see that it wasn't perfectly aligned. Yeah, but some of the, how you call them?
Things inside.
Things inside are more worn than the others. We just collected
The new exhaust pipe.
yeah, big chunky exhaust pipe.
Oh, we need to get this engine out of the way.
What's the diameter?
3 inch, 76 millimeters.
And look at that. Yeah, that grey thing over there is the water locker. This is the gooseneck that goes on the exit, right?
Yeah, because we can't get the bend. So it goes here, then an elbow. So we need to get 2 little
and
elbows.
This is the out. Yeah.
Yep. So it sits like this, almost up against the hull. Probably at that sort of angle to get, only be a tiny piece. Probably comes so.
We haven't tried if it fits in that cupboard.
Fits in that cupboard,
Famous last words.
Yeah. That'll fit. I can outrun that lion.
How many meters? We got 6 meters of that.
Yep.
And how much was it? 228 euros.
Yeah, 230 bucks. Normally we'll buy stuff online, but the chandlers sometimes come good with the price, and
This was the case.
yep.
For the exhaust.
So I was just like, yeah, we'll take that. We borrowed a few big clamps off various people to start laminating the wood together.
Yeah, we had just 3, but now we have a bunch. So we might be able to glue more wood
We like to show you as much progress as possible every week, but these last few weeks has been quite slow. It doesn't look like we're doing much, but there's a lot of thinking, a lot of buying bits, a lot of looking at the engine and making calculations, making sure everything we do is right. And we make mistakes and then we correct the mistakes. So the progress might look a little bit slow, and we feel bad because we kind of want to show you, every week. We're going to entertain you, and the more progress, the more fun and interesting we think. When we watch other people, we also like to see big changes and big progress. But that's what's happening at the moment. Until that engine is in, there's many things to think and yeah.
These are some of the bronze bits. I only needed the bronze nylocks at the moment.
Looks so cute.
So these are the bits that I needed for the P bracket. I prefer a nylock than just a normal.
So that's a bronze nylock.
Yep, and
nice. What's in there?
Look at these cute little bags. So these are for the rudder.
Nice.
So hold the rudder in place. Yeah, one box of bronze.
And how much was this box?
I don't want to say.
You don't want to say?
No.
Well, guess people, how much?
That's for...
Nice.
Here's for this. So this is our rudder port. So that's what holds the rudder stock in place.
And this one?
These hopefully are a good size.
Oh, those are chubby.
These are for this size.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a spend week.
Yep. What's in that baggie?
Hoses.
We've bought replacements for all these hose connections.
There we go. There's one. And I won't be spraying them before anyone asks.
Yes, Stuart has a thing with spray painted
Oh, look at them.
hoses. Because then the paint cracks and...
Yep.
But all engines are done like this, no?
Yeah, I just...
Maybe it protects the hose as well.
It's a rubber hose. What are your thoughts, people? Spray the hoses or not? Well, I'm not going to spray them, but I want to know why you would have them sprayed.
Maybe they convince you.
Yeah, maybe. I am, always willing to listen.
Okay, let's clamp that wood.
Yep.
We're gonna start to glue the wood together. This goes on the back mounts.
Yep.
And we are not gonna join the pieces together with screws. Why?
Well, it's twofold. A, I don't want screws because they could, even if they're stainless over time, they could get, they could
Rusty
start to tarnish. And I know they probably won't because they won't be in the air, but still I'd rather use wood. And plus, when we put the engine mounts on, say if we've ever got to move the engine mount for any reason, sod's law, we'll end up hitting one of those screws. So if the screw's epoxied in, then it just makes life a nightmare. So what we need to do is put a few of these in, maybe 4 or 5, and then we need to do the same again. So we stick the top to the bottom, well, the middle one to the bottom one, the top one to the middle one.
But these two will be sticked in here, for example, and here, and the next level will be in here.
Yeah.
Like they will be alternate, right?
Yeah,
Is
pretty
that your
much.
plan?
Yeah.
You're also gonna use dowel to join the wood to the engine bed.
Yep.
Okay.
And because it's grooved, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, it will,
Yeah.
yeah,
It will what?
well, the epoxy will go into the groove.
Okay.
Yeah, the dowels were purchased for us by PJ, so we're very grateful for your contribution.
Thank you.
Cheers to that.
They're gonna be part of our engine bed. We're doing a test. So this smoke is toxic, right?
Yeah, but you know, it's windy, so you hardly notice it. Hardens the wood. Yeah, the world's short.
Oh, now he comes to me.
I think that'll be okay for with epoxy.
We just got to do this one because it's dark already outside and we don't want to drill inside with the smoke, the toxic smoke, but that's how it's gonna work.
These ones below are, they're just the offcuts, a little bit short.
Yeah, we haven't cut it yet, but...
You know, the offcuts of those.
So through these 4 holes, it would be dowel going down onto the engine bed, the current engine bed. The next set will attach to the next level.
If I can find the hole, Greg.
And then the next layer with another 4. And go like that.
They have got a tiny bit of movement, I'd say, well, it's tiny bit, but
Everybody will be caked with epoxy.
yeah, otherwise you can't get any epoxy in, so that is that. Plus then we'll do the same, if we can, with the piece of wood that goes here. Then once we've done all the filleting and made all the corners nice and put 1,000 layers of fiberglass on, maybe, just maybe, it might be strong enough. Because right now it seems wobbly.
Well, yeah, right now it's nothing. Nothing.
Hopefully
At least this one is just 2 layers.
yeah.
It's taking quite a long time, but now
Yeah.
we've got the system.
So a little bit more faffing about over the weekend, and then we'll think about getting sanding.
Should we say goodbye now? Because that's it. I'm editing tomorrow.
Yep. So
Which
that is it.
will be Friday, tomorrow.
Yep. Well, if we can both sit on it, we're 150 kilos.
And the engine is?
250, so, and it hasn't even noticed us. It still moves just as much.
We can vibrate like the engine. Anyway,
That's it for
Thank
another
you.
week.
thank you for watching again.
Yeah, it is very small steps at the moment. Tediously small steps.
We wish we could show more progress, but when thinking is involved, it takes us longer.
Oh, it takes us so much longer. Thinking and measuring. I'm a cut twice type of guy.
Yeah. And we rethink way too
Uh,
much. We know that, but it's what it is. Because
Yeah.
we're not professionals, we learn as we go. We recently bought another part that we will talk about probably soon.
Yeah.
And someone recommended not to use that part.
I wouldn't use that if you paid me, and it's.
Yeah, so every decision we made, obviously, also you guys have many opinions because you have all different experiences. So it's tricky to
Yeah.
decide what is the best way to do things. But
I suppose sometimes we just have to call it and just go, we've done the research as best we can, and
we're going with this.
just go with it, and see what happens.
But I'm happy. You happy that we're getting
Yeah.
like this looks? It's looking better.
Yeah.
Every step we do, I think I feel more confident about the way we're doing it.
Yes, I'm really quite
Hopefully-
excited about this.
We got the high right.
The height, right? Yeah.
That will be.
Well, I've gone lower than higher because,
We still have to add the fiberglass
yeah,
on top of this.
and we've got movement in the engine mount, and if we're starting to go to the top of the engine mount, we'll shim it up. So
Yeah, we can it's perfectly fine to put shims under the engine mount if needed.
and shims we can go all the way to 10 mil. So
But
But yeah,
So-
thank you. Sorry, apologize for the slow progress and maybe not so much action.
Yeah. If you want action, watch a Chuck Norris film.
Anyway, see you next week. Thank you for all your support. Also to everyone who is helping us out with bits, tools, material.
Oh, little bits and pieces.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's nice because every time we'll see a little piece, we'll think of the person that gave it to us. So it kind of does leave something with us, which it's nice that you're helping us. So for that we are grateful.
And we used everything that you guys send us, so we're very grateful. And it makes a massive difference because it all adds up.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and thank you to all our patrons.
Thank you so much, and hopefully, we'll see you all next week with maybe some more progress. Maybe now that we've done the thinking, we're starting to do the building.
Yeah, I always feel bad because we say maybe next week this will be done, and it's never done. But
it's like the terrible cliffhanger, you know.
It
is what it is.
Is boat DIY at its best? Its best.
That's it.
Because that's how it is. You think you're gonna get done in a few days, and then something comes up, or then you change your mind, and then something goes wrong, and anyway, enough jibby jabber.
See you next week. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye bye.